When we come back, a discovery. We think it's a discovery anyway, a movie called Dear America. It's an extraordinary new film based on letters home that were written by GIs in Vietnam.
Dear Red, anyone over here who walks more than 50 feet through elephant grass should automatically get a Purple Heart.
On the country or everywhere around the country, but our next movie is a film that you cannot see anywhere in the United States right now, and I think that's a shame. I think this is such a special movie, so original and so powerful, that it deserves to find a distributor for theatrical release. And I think a lot of people would be very moved if they could see this film. It's called Dear America, Letters Home from Vietnam, and it consists of letters from Vietnam that were written during the war. The letters are read on the soundtrack by many different actors, including Robert De Niro, Martin Sheen, Robin Williams, Kathleen Turner, Ellen Burstyn, and the three stars of Platoon, Charlie Sheen, Tom Berenger, and Willem Dafoe. Their words are illustrated by NBC newsreel footage of the war, and sometimes the words in the pictures match up. Here's a scene from early in the film of draftees just arriving in the war zone.
Hi, Mom. Well, I'm fine today, and I hope that you're in good shape also. Today, I am swimming, washing, and taking in the sun. The beach is great.
Everything seems like kind of a lark there, but a little later in the film, here's a letter from a GI who only hopes he'll live long enough to see his family again.
Well, you learn every day the mistakes you were making, and the biggest one is to get too attached to any one person. Not over here, at least. Things happen so quickly, and one minute he's fine, and the next, he's not. But old Don is pretty lucky, knock on wood. Now home I'll come, I'm sure. Maybe after we wipe them up here, they'll go to the bargaining tables and we can come home. All of us. Love, Don.
Once I was a soldier.
The movie, once again, is called Dear America, Letters Home from Vietnam. I saw it last December at the Hawaii International Film Festival, and I was astonished to learn that no distributors picked up this film for theatrical release, although it may play on cable in a few months. At a time when great fiction movies like Platoon and Good Morning Vietnam have found large audiences, here is a documentary told in the actual words of the Vietnam soldiers themselves and in footage that in some cases was too strong to be shown on network TV at the time. This is a powerful film and a powerful emotional experience, and I hope that you all get an opportunity to see it in a theater the way movies are really supposed to be.
And I agree with you. I think seeing this film in a theater would be an extraordinary experience. It's a superb film, and I think that there's a built-in audience. I almost want to talk directly to the theater owners of America and say, you have, regrettably, a very large audience that is interested in Vietnam. You have all the people, all the families of the people who were wounded or killed in action. You have all the people whose lives were affected by the war. That's why these, in part, why these films about Vietnam hold such a fascination for us. So many of us were affected by the war one way or another. So there is an audience dying for an interesting film about Vietnam, and this film delivers on that. It is terribly touching. It has all of the elements of all the great films about Vietnam, the footage. By the way, some very fine reporting, I must say, from the, in retrospect, the correspondents represented here did themselves well. They will be very pleased when they see that.
That's right. The actual letters from this movie came out of a book with a similar title.
Right.
And these are kids who 18, 19 years old, sitting there in the jungle, probably hungry, tired, wet, lonely, writing these letters, and every word rings true.
The other thing is a finish with the monument in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, we have a lot of monuments in this country. That's a great one. And it is used very effectively in this movie as a letter is read, a hand is pressed, and we see a name and a face. And it stands for all of the people it served.
So I hope that you get a chance to see that movie. Coming up next...
Why don't you say that title one more time?
Letters...
Dear America.
Dear America's Letters Home from Vietnam. Dear America, Letters Home from Vietnam. Coming up next, Burt Reynolds is a cop in trouble, and Liza Minnelli is a call girl who needs his help in Rent-A-Cop.
Well, I certainly hope you're taking care of Della. She's very special to me.
We have our moments.